Peace be with you. A verse for today is taken from the Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 28, verse 19. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Dearest ones, as we celebrate today the ascension of Christ, the Gospel of today calls us to something so important. Before Jesus ascended to heaven, he charged the disciples to go and then to make disciples of all nations. The word there means to cause someone to become a disciple. But the important question here is, it means he is giving them this mission based on the fact that they themselves they have become disciples. So they are to make others become disciples following their own discipleship. Therefore, that means they could not have made others to become disciples if they themselves have not learned how to be disciples, if they have not started living the life of a disciple. The life we are called to live as Christians, as disciples of Christ, is the life that goes out to seek others, to bring others to this communion, to this community of Christ. It is life that is not enclosed in itself. It is life that goes to give oneself to others, to cause others to become the disciples means, to give others reason to accept Christ. It is this life, this giving reason, that spurs people like St. Teresa of Calcutta, going from street to street, picking the poor, the deserted and abandoned, to show them this love of Christ. How do we make others to become disciples? By giving them Christ. Not by giving them ourselves, by giving them Christ, by showing them Christ. And that's why Jesus told them, baptize them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. That is, manifest to them the love of the Father, show to them the sacrifice of the Son, and explain to them the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. Give them this Trinitarian birth, the birth that shows the love of the Father, the sacrifice on the cross of the Son, the permanent residence of the Holy Spirit in us. How do we make others become disciples? Have we first learned to be disciples ourselves? Have we learned to live the life of Christ? People will become the disciples of Christ when they see us live this life of discipleship. In Acts of the Apostles, chapter 11, verse 26, he said, the disciples were first called Christians in Antioch. Christians, that means those who have accepted to live the life of Christ, those who have become themselves another Christ. Christ calls us today to be reason why people should accept the way of Christ, to be reason why people will embrace the way of Christ. Can someone see you the way you live your life and say, if this life this person is living is what is known as Christian life, then I will proudly accept that? Is it possible that some people have seen the way you act and say, if this is what it means to be a Christian life, God forbid? Christ calls us to go out to cause others to become disciples, which means we ourselves must have learned how to be disciples, begin to live the life of discipleship, and then through that living it, we cause others to become the disciples. Let us pray. Give us your grace, O Lord, to learn to live this life of discipleship, and through that cause others to become disciples themselves, for the glory of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit.